It is Friday, March 7th, and I'm 5 weeks pregnant today. Josh is talking to his friends on Discord. Can't do anything about that. We live in a small apartment. I found out last Tuesday, 4 weeks. Oh, it was, well, 3 weeks, 6 days, I think. Like, we've been kind of trying, but it was starting to get so stressful to me that I didn't want to think about the fact that we wanted to have a baby, and I was just kind of trying to like let whatever happen happen. I was just like getting negative test after negative test, and I was using the big packages of like the little tiny strips that you get off of Amazon. My first time around, I don't think I knew about those, so I was using like the more expensive test, like First Response. However, those ones they detect the hormone earlier. This is all to say that I was literally like 1 day away from my period, or like a few days away from my period, and I was getting negative results, like very clear negatives, and I was like, okay, I need to stop torturing myself. And then I just, on a whim, last Thursday, I was like, I'm just gonna do it because I love to torture myself, and I just can't. So I have the video on my phone.
Cheerios? Yeah. Oh, okay. So just like you said before, they asked you that. I know you like cereal, so I kept asking which ones you wanted. You want this Cheerios? Yeah. Or the other Cheerios? The heart ones. What? The heart ones? Okay. The green ones? Yeah. I think because you're a little sick, you can have the green ones. Daddy's.
And I did the exact same thing that I did last time, where I recorded myself every other time from the moment that I took the test and then like looked at the test. Every other time for the past few months. I have so many videos on my phone. Like, I've deleted a lot too. This one time, because I was so convinced that it was not going to be positive, I didn't record until after I'd looked at it, and I was like, wait a fucking second. Immediately put my phone up, and then I'm like looking at it, freaking out. This is like the morning before I'm going to work, so Josh is there. He's it's just like chaos. Anyways, I bring him in and I'm like, I think there's 2 lines here. It was a very faint line. Lo and behold, it's been getting darker and darker, and I'm 5 weeks today. And it feels like I've known for way longer than a week, because this past week has been torture. I don't remember how early my mom found out last time, but I feel like it must have been around this time, because I was acting weird and she just flat out asked me, and I was like, yeah. It was over text. Like, I wanted to do like an announcement to them, but I just couldn't lie. I was like, I'm dying to tell somebody, yes, I'm pregnant. And that's how I told her. We want to wait a little bit, and we want to have a form of announcement for our families this time. We kind of did last time, Josh's parents. We like put, we stuck a piece of paper on his dog on his back and said Big Brother. This time we have a little shirt that says Big Sister for Seren. Oh my god, I'm so like, I haven't really talked about it because I've told one person that is not Josh or Seren. Okay, so I did tell Seren. She's just like my little bestie, and she also isn't really at an age where she can super understand it. She could very easily give us away, because I've told her that there's a baby in mommy's belly, and she is like saying that. So if that happens, whatever. It's cute that she's announcing it. Miranda knows. It's like, I will just spam text her about like the stupidest things because it's driving me freaking crazy. I forgot how torturous it is before people know. And we're having a hard time accessing doctor stuff. It's a process and it's stressful. And I believe I'm automatically classified as high risk this pregnancy because of how the complications went with my last one. I had preeclampsia. It was scary. It was bad. I don't really know. That is causing a lot of worry and stress because I haven't been able to even tell my doctor that I'm pregnant yet. Get in to see an OB, talk about stuff. I'm just in the dark right now. So the only thing I have is just like taking pregnancy tests and hoping for the best. But at the end of the month, I do have a private scan scheduled so that I can at least hear the heartbeat. They have like the heartbeat vitality or whatever. I'm doing that and I'm counting down the days. We're also going to my parents tomorrow and I'm just like, we're going for the day. It's a long time for me to have to sit there and keep a secret. Oh God, I don't know. My plan is to have the scan at the end of the month and the shirt that Seren will have and a blood test. I want the blood test confirmation, the heartbeat vitality scan, and then we will tell family members. And then obviously we won't tell anybody else until after the first trimester is over, but so the whole point that I wanted to do this was to do like a weekly check-in. So I've been pregnant for 1 week that I've known. Actually, the day after I found out, this is so probably a coincidence because everybody says like immediately after they find out they feel sick. I did feel very sick from like last Friday until I would say maybe Monday. Like I was feeling pretty sick all weekend and a little bit here and there, like I'll taste something and then it will be gross to me, or something weird, I'll just be gaggy and then that makes me feel sick. But aside from that, for the last couple of days, I'm knocking on wood, I've been feeling okay. I did find my pregnancy journal and I like flipped to like the first entry and it said that I did feel sick quite early on because I was kind of worried that I was feeling sick early on this time. And I'm like trying to pick up on, is this one also going to be a girl? Like, I don't know. I don't know. My guess right now is that it's going to be a boy. I think it's going to be a boy. I did the Chinese calendar thing. It said it was going to be a boy. I know that I did that last time and I don't remember what it said. I want to say it said it was going to be a girl, but I was convinced last time that I was having a boy. Anyways, this is symptoms right now. I'm doing okay with the nausea right now. I honestly had a lot of bloating leading up to and like in the first week, but this week I've been okay. I was very tired the whole past month, but I'm like I have been falling asleep a little bit early, but the fatigue has not hit, that's for sure. Vivid dreams, I will say I remember that being one of my like most noticeable things with Seren when I was pregnant early on. I have been having some really weird vivid dreams for sure, and insomnia. Yes, I'm exhausted and then like I'll fall asleep early, but I find I am like not having a super restful sleep, or like I'm waking up super early and I can't get back to sleep, but that's a lot of the stress. Like my chest has hurt because I've been so anxious and I'm trying to calm that. And I have found that like the physical activity, it's like my body needs physical exertion because of all the anxious energy that needs to be spent. That has been helpful, but I'm just worried about like what it's gonna be like when I'm feeling too sick to do that. Nothing's gonna be super obvious at this point. Like craving wise, I did start craving Diet Pepsi, which I loved in my pregnancy with her, but I don't know if they had or if I was aware of a caffeine-free Diet Pepsi last time. They do now. I have the caffeine-free one, thank goodness. And popsicles. Popsicles have been so freaking nice in the evenings, like when I am feeling sick or like just for something to be cold and nice. So I am hoping, I've been seeing people, oh my god, Maya Knight is pregnant. There's so many. Maya Knight is pregnant. Trisha Paytas just announced she was pregnant like today. I was pregnant with her first daughter. Anyways. It's just really exciting when you like see people that you love watching and they're pregnant and then you find out that you are too. Emily Kaiser, she's at her end. Oh my god, Samantha Joe just had a baby. There's so many. And that was a big part of it too. Like we were wanting to have a baby, and so many people that I was watching consistently either just had a baby or were pregnant and announcing pregnancies, and it was like, oh my god, this is so exciting for them and I want it for me. I'm surprised that this hasn't died yet, but I'm just so excited to document this. I didn't really document a lot last time. I'm sure that being sick and being busy with work is gonna interfere with how regularly I document, but I just want to get in as much as possible. I'm so excited. I've already completed like my registry. I wasn't sure if we were gonna do like a registry or a baby shower, but it's not so much that we don't need big things because we've kept a lot of the things from her, but there are a lot of little things that it really makes a difference, like the diapers and the freaking nipple pads. If I just received a few of those, I'd be happy. So yeah, I made a registry. I'm really fixating on these little particulars because that's all I have to control, and being out of control is a really difficult thing for me. Luckily, I have my therapy appointment next week. I will be excited to let her know because we have been talking about this and how I've been anxious in the lead up for many reasons, but one of them is actually because I have emetophobia and I'm so scared of getting sick. But in the past few months, I think partially because we have been really wanting to have another baby, I feel like I've grown a lot, and in that aspect, in that area, I'm not like panicking about it all the time. I'm not like so hyper fixated on not getting sick. I'm just like, it's gonna happen and there's bigger things in life to worry about that I can put my energy towards. So I'm really proud of myself for that and very glad. Good timing because I'm gonna need it. I'm thinking 6 weeks was when it was heavy hitting for me. I think my worst week, which I wrote in that book, was either 7 or 9. I want to say 9. I remember it was almost the end of March. And it's funny because I found out I was pregnant 10 days later. So I found I was pregnant with Seren February 17th, 2022. This one was February 27th, 2025. So very similar. I also we kind of intentionally did that. I knew that if we were gonna try for another one, it was going to be in the depths of winter because first trimester is no fucking joke, and I need it to be like cold, gloomy weather for that fresh air. I don't know, it's just something weird. I got it into my head that that's why it really helped, like the cold and sending a chill down my entire body when I felt really sick, like going outside and sitting in the snow was the only thing that kept me from throwing up a few times. That stuck in my head. But anyways, it's kind of cool. I'm kind of hoping that we can have the October baby that we were supposed to have with Seren. She was supposed to be born in the end of October, but she was born a month early. I just did a bit of a dump and now I'm like, I don't even know what else to say. I'm documenting this now. I haven't picked this up in so long, and I feel like the last time it was like, oh, we're talking about how we want to try for a baby. Here we are. Maybe I'll see you next week. Maybe I won't. I'm 6 weeks pregnant today. I have my first doctor's appointment on Monday and then a private ultrasound booked for Friday, next Friday. It's Friday right now. I can't believe it. So let's talk about week 5. The lighting and everything is off because somehow my camera was dead even though I fully charged it and haven't used it since. I'm keeping more detailed notes in my notes app this time about the symptoms. I'm sure there will be some weeks where I completely forget or I don't have anything to say. But week 5, I think week 5 day 2, the nausea got a little bit stronger in the morning and then would get a little bit better after eating. But the trend now is that I take my prenatals in the morning with my breakfast. I always feel sick like on the drive to work, and then I generally start feeling a little bit better after about an hour or 2 post prenatals. Starting to have to pee more, not being able to hold my pee when I really have to pee. A lot of gas, which I don't remember from last time. Why is it saying that the batteries, I have it plugged in, girl. Nausea in the afternoon, like after lunch. Honestly, like after every meal, I feel like I'm too full, but I'm also really hungry. So I don't really know. I need to be trying to eat smaller meals. So I'm working on that. I'm really cold, which I'm taking a prenatal. It's the Ollie prenatal gummy. And honestly, I had a really hard time last time with my prenatals. They made me feel so sick that I had to end up like not taking them. And I really wanted to find one that would make me feel as sick this time. So this one so far has been good, but it doesn't have iron, which is typically what's going to make you feel the most sick when you're taking the iron supplement. And I tend to have low iron in general. So I've been trying to supplement that with this like cream of wheats has like fortified iron in it, so I've been trying to have that as much as I can for breakfast because I have a feeling that the reason I'm so cold is I'm not getting enough iron. And extra saliva, which is a super common one and also a reason why a lot of people feel sick or like start gagging and throwing up because there's just constantly saliva in your mouth and it's not the most pleasant thing. But one thing that really helps me with that is chewing gum or like sucking on a sucker. Just having something in my mouth tends to really help that nausea piece and the gagginess. It really helps with that, or sucking on ice. So those are all of the things that I have. And I already went through my updates. I have the day off today. I got a vacation day. I've told one of my colleagues because I work with her every day, and I was like, I'm just gonna tell her because a bunch of other people are pregnant in like my workspace. So I was like, I'm just gonna tell her. I'm probably gonna end up telling like my boss and everybody else after I have an ultrasound. I just want to make sure that everything is okay, because I mean, there's some people that I would want to be aware if everything wasn't okay, and those people are aware right now at this point for the most part. Yeah, so just so that there's less people that I would have to kind of talk about it with if something were to happen. And after we get the ultrasound photos, I think the week after, roughly something like that, we're telling my parents. We've got like an announcement planned. We're definitely telling them before 12 weeks. Like, I've been dying to tell them, but I want to have the ultrasound photo. I have a shirt for Seren that says Big Sister. I don't think I've put out of breath on either of those lists for week 4 or 5, but I've been out of breath very easily, especially on walks. Holy fuck, I have to like take breaks because I get so exhausted. Okay, I have the day off today, so I'm not really sure what I'm gonna get up to. Probably gonna play some video games for a little bit. I don't want to get gas for myself, so I can't really go anywhere because my gas tank has got the gas light on, so. All right, well, happy week 6, happy March 14th. And hopefully I will have some good news on Monday and Friday. It's crooked, but you're on top of laxatives, empty jam, and old yogurt. So I wanted to talk while I get supper ready. Hey. I think I am 8 weeks, 3 or 4 days pregnant. I was gonna do weekly updates, but I knew that was not realistic, so I didn't end up doing that. Today, I've been experiencing a symptom again that I had for the first time last week and ended up in the hospital. But when you're pregnant, especially when you're taking like prenatals and possibly like nausea medication and all kinds of different shit that's going on, there's hormones, it's crazy, then you can't poop normal. You get constipated. Sometimes you get the other end of it, but usually it's constipation, okay? So I've been dealing with that. This one's fucking gross. It was painful. Bloating, gas pains, like really bad buildup. It just wasn't coming out. And I've been eating like a much more balanced diet. Okay. I do have a box of crumble cookies back there, and I do frequently have popsicles. But as for like, for the most part, my lunches, I usually have a lot of veggies and fruit. For supper, we usually have a pretty balanced meal. That's homemade. That's key. It's just not working. And so I was trying to take like extra fiber. Last week, I had been experiencing constipation for a few days. And then all of a sudden I was outside with Seren just playing, and I was like, oh, I'm getting some cramps. Like, this really hurts. And I just had to run inside. I had to bring her in with me. She was upset that I brought her inside, so she was crying, and I was almost crying out of pain on the toilet because of the stomach cramps, and I had like really bad diarrhea. I don't know if I'm ever gonna post this, but whatever. Then I was like, so I had a couple of bouts of that, and then I just went to lay on the couch. Josh was home, and he was trying to get Seren like all done up and whatever for bed. It was like 6 o'clock. It was after supper, and then I just get this like severe pain in my lower right abdomen. So severe that I am crying. I consider myself to have like a pretty high tolerance for pain. I was in tears. I was crying, like moaning in pain. I could not move. Like I was laying on the couch and I was like trying to sit up because I just was not feeling right. I could not sit up. It was like this stabbing sharp pain. And I was like, something is not okay. So we had like an emergency call to some aunties that came to watch Seren after she went to bed. We went to the hospital. I ended up in the hospital until like 1:30 8:30 in the morning, at which time he said like he had taken an ultrasound. They had done all kinds of things, but at the end of the night he had taken an ultrasound and he couldn't see anything because of the gas. Like there was so much gas that he wasn't able to like see the baby and check on the baby. So he sent me to come back at like 7 a.m. the next morning for an ultrasound and to see how things are going. I come in, we do the ultrasound. They can see that there's inflammation, and he said there's liquid, but they don't know what's going on. At the ultrasound in the morning, they did confirm that the baby was okay, so it wasn't anything with the baby, but they still didn't have anything conclusive. So they sent me for an MRI. I hated that. That was not fun. And I only had to do it for 15 minutes and I almost hit the panic button. I almost did like several times, but I didn't. I got through it. And then they sent me home after the MRI. They were like, it looks okay. It doesn't look like it's appendicitis and nothing's wrong with the baby. So it's nothing like urgent, but I got no answers. Since then, I've still been having like, I'll have a few days of constipation and then I'll have the really bad stomach cramps, diarrhea, upset stomach, and it just like cycles. And I've been trying to balance it out with fiber and eating different things and eating healthier. Not much seems to be improving and I don't know how long it's supposed to take. I'm just nervous. So I needed to talk, and I was doing weekly updates with like my symptoms and stuff. And this is the main thing. This is the main thing that's been going on. Other than that, I'm just tired from my nausea medication. I'm tired all the fucking time. I go to bed at 8:30. I sleep almost 12 hours a night. And I'm making shepherd's pie for supper. We told Josh's parents last week, and then we told my whole family this past weekend, and we got a video thanks to Miranda, and it was really nice. I was very nervous. I do not like having all the attention on me, especially in circumstances like that. So it was nerve-wracking, but we got to tell them and they were surprised. So that was nice. That was like the goal, was to have a nice little surprise. Saran wore a big sister shirt and that's how we announced it. That was all blurry, but whatever.
Good afternoon. It's April 16th. It's a Wednesday. I'm homesick today, if you can't tell by my voice. I don't know. It's been really weird. I've like had congestion for like over a week and I'm always kind of feeling like garbage because I'm in my first trimester. I decided this morning, I woke up and I was like, I am not feeling today. So I've kind of just been like bed rotting, which always makes me feel guilty. Like I feel like when I'm home, I need to lock my phone away because I just doom scroll and it's so bad and it makes me so unhappy. Anyway, I wanted to do a little bit of an update because I'm 10 and a half weeks. Well, I think I'm closer to 11. It's 11 this Friday and it's Wednesday, so almost 11 weeks. I do feel like I have a bit of a bump. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, obviously I've eaten, so a lot of this is bloat, but I don't know. Sometimes it just looks like I have a bump. Knock on wood, the nausea has actually been very manageable. I'm still taking my diclectin. I'm like missing pills here and there, not on purpose, but I just am. It hasn't like super hit me really hard, so I'm just kind of thinking I'm gonna wean off of it. I'm almost 11 weeks and I'm hoping that once the first trimester is done, then the nausea is gonna be done. It was that way with Saran, so hoping and praying the rest of the pregnancy to go smoothly and to not have negative symptoms. Yeah, I think weaning off will be the best for now. I can always go and get a new prescription if I need to. Yeah, other than that, the main symptom is literally just exhaustion. I could sleep. I mean, it's been harder to sleep because of this sickness, so that's why I'm like, the exhaustion is really catching up to me because I'm not sleeping well at night right now, but oh my god, I'm so tired all the time. I'm still going to bed every night at 8:30. Josh and I watch maybe one episode of a show and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed. Brush my teeth, get into bed, put on Criminal Minds, fall asleep almost instantaneously. So it's really good. I'm getting a lot of rest. Cravings are still like, I don't want to eat anything that's in the house ever, almost ever. I will see somebody eat something, see something online. I'll be insatiable until I can have something that I am craving. Yesterday we had sushi. I don't eat fish, so it's not like bad sushi, but just like veggie sushi. It did not hit the spot. That was the first time where I was like, I was craving something and then I ate it and it did not hit the spot, which was really disappointing. I don't know why. I don't know if I saw something online of somebody eating one, but I suddenly craved artichokes, which I don't think I've ever eaten in my life, so I don't even know what they taste like. I remember, I think it was when I was watching Shaytards when I was younger. They would often have like, I don't know if it was like a baked artichoke and they dip it in butter and they'd like peel off the leaf, like they'd bite it and eat it that way, and then they'd eat the heart. I was craving that like aggressively. I didn't end up getting it. I really don't know what to expect for the gender. I want to say it's gonna be a boy just because I think I did the Chinese calendar thing and it said it was gonna be a boy because we're both like, It would be so nice for her to have a sister. Josh really wants a girl. I just feel like it's gonna be a boy. But I also felt like that the first time, so who knows. Symptoms have been very similar. Well, I can't tell if it's been better because I wasn't on medication the first time around. I think the nausea has been better because of the medication, so I feel like my symptoms have been pretty much the same. This weekend is Easter. If I can get my ass in gear and get some of this footage onto my laptop and actually work on this, and I might bring my camera. As long as I'm feeling better. I don't want to get anybody else sick, but I've been like this for a week. It's just the tiredness is catching up to me. It's 1:45. I think I'm gonna go rot on the couch and watch some TV and leave my phone in my room and eat. I've been insatiable. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, I'm constantly eating. So that's probably why I've got the belly. It's not the baby, it's me just being insatiable. I'm just trying to put some clothes away that have been sitting on my computer chair for well over a week and the sun's coming out, oh my god. And I catch myself walking by the mirror looking like this. How cute is that? Like, it would be a lot cuter if I had the kind of belly button that like popped out so you could really tell that you're pregnant, or like it was more round, but it's literally just bloat and junk food at this stage. Oh my god, I'm so happy the sun is coming out. I might pick up Seren early if I can get some more house chores done. I've just been really slacking and I love Josh to pieces for how much he has been doing when I'm just like too exhausted or I gag at the stuff in the sink. Like, he's, bless him. And it's not even that, it's usually stuff like he needs to run out and get my prescription, or I need him to pick up a specific food that I'm craving, or I need him to get it from the kitchen or make it. I love that man so much. Why am I about to cry? I love him so much.